I was watching Airheads episode 33 when I saw an energy tester pendulum thing. It appeared to me that the more energy the pendulum received, the further it would swing. Work equals force times distance, so the energy pendulum should be directly proportional to how far it swings, assuming the force of friction was constant and the pendulum was properly balanced. However, I don't think this test measures the energy transferred to the jelly. I will try to explain why I don't think this test is effective. The properties of the pendulum are almost irrelevant as long as they are the same throughout the test. The pendulum's only changing variable is its velocity the moment it is struck by the pellet. Now let's think about a pellet's ability to push the pendulum. Because the pendulum doesn't start with any momentum, and the pellet is unlikely to bounce off the pendulum, the maximum amount of momentum the pendulum can have is the momentum of the pellet before striking the pendulum. This is because of conservation of momentum. If the pellet gets stuck in the jelly, essentially all of its momentum will be transferred to the jelly. If the pellet goes through the jelly, the momentum of the pellet before it hits the jelly equals the momentum of the pellet after it's gone through the jelly plus the momentum of the jelly. To summarize, it is only the initial velocity of the pendulum that affects how far it will go, and because the mass of the pendulum stays constant, the momentum will be proportional to the velocity, and the momentum of the pendulum is less than or equal to the momentum of the pellet. If we have a 500 milligram pellet and a 2 gram pellet, both with 10 joules of kinetic energy, we can calculate the velocity and then the momentum of each pellet. If we calculate the velocity of the 500 milligram pellet, we find that it has a velocity of 200 meters per second. The 2 gram pellet has a velocity of only 100 meters per second. But when we calculate the momentum for each pellet, we find that the 500 milligram pellet has a momentum half that of the 2 gram pellet. Twice the momentum means the pendulum will be moving twice as fast after it's hit by the 2 gram pellet. Note, the energy transferred to the pendulum was the same in both cases.